Yeah, time for another DraftPhysics.com video presentation. Troll comments. Yeah, so there's some on Bro's channel, some here, some there, so we'll go through the troll crap. So there probably won't be much physics, just arguments about why all of us have to accept the dogmatic religion. None of these people have read the Bible. None of these people know enough about the physics, the story. The dates, the times, whether Jesus could have been in 6 places at once. They don't understand any of it. And they just believe it because their little icons told them so. And that's it. And they don't have any good reasoning. They can't explain, well, I believe it because, yes, this is the mechanical reason why it wouldn't make any sense otherwise. They won't explain in any mechanical way how I'm wrong or how my statements are in any way incorrect. They'll just say it. They're wrong because I said so. That's all they have, and it's so pathetic. They can't make a physics argument, is the point. See, it's going to be a troll video, which means there won't be any physics argued. There won't be any facts argued. They'll just make their pontificating statements like Piro. They'll say something like, well, everybody knows that springs only create 1.4 the momentum, or some kind of crap like that. Well, no, nobody should know that because there's no experiments validating that. That kind of crap. Okay, so these are all people who believe that photons are bent twice as much by gravity. They've never seen a photon bent twice as much by gravity. They've never seen any really good evidence. Now, they're told that, hey, look, this is an image from space of an Einstein ring. Now, they don't know that Einstein said it'd be impossible to see an Einstein ring because, guess what? Gravity isn't a good lens. Okay, it bends the light too much going one way and too little going the other way. The ways it needs to bend the light is exactly the opposite. So it can't really work as a lens. It's not progressive. And so you can make lots of arguments, but they know Einstein's wrong. Einstein was wrong because they told me Einstein was wrong. Okay. But Einstein was right about light being bent twice as much, even though there's no good reasoning for why light would be bent twice as much by gravity. And there's no reasoning justifying a force being bent by another force because it never happens anywhere else in the whole universe. And so what evidence do you have? Well, the Eddington experiment. So it's an experiment you never repeated in 125 years. You never did it again. 110 years. You never repeated the experiment. 105 years. You never repeated it with better technology. Even though the resolution from space is 40 times, 400 times better. You can see the event 400 times better from space, and we can do that now. And they've never tried it from space. As far as we know, never even attempted from space. And all you need is a camera. You don't even need an eclipse. But that doesn't matter to you. Those facts are irrelevant. Because you're not after anything called the truth. You're not after a fair trial. You just want to stand up, yell, he's guilty, he's guilty, he's guilty. And that's it. That you've fulfilled your obligation. You'll sling mud. You'll steal somebody's name. You'll threaten the people who live in his house. You'll gratuitously steal his content and pervert it any way you wish. You're a deplorable, stupid, moronic idiot. Okay? You don't know anything about the subject, yet you know the truth. You don't understand that that's being an idiot? That should be the definition of a fucking idiot in the dictionary. And you fit. You're an idiot. So anyway, he accused me of deleting his comment. He's too stupid. This fucking idiot who knows physics isn't even smart enough to know what blocking is on YouTube. If you're blocked, you can post your comment, okay? YouTube doesn't say, you're blocked, you can't post. No, it lets you post it, and you can look at it. See, this screenshot says 10 seconds ago. So he posted the comment and took a screenshot of it. And yes, it never appeared. Nobody ever saw it. I didn't see it. Nobody else ever saw it. Because you're blocked, retard. I consider you a menace. You're threatening the people in this house. Okay? You think you have a right to do that. I don't think you have any fucking right to do that. I think if you lived in America, you wouldn't be using your real name. If you are even using your real name. Because no one would be stupid enough to do that on YouTube anymore. Nobody but like a Stephen Bro or something. No one would be dumb enough, okay, to create a YouTube account now under their real name, because it just makes, if they're going to say anything at all challenging to anyone in the universe, because they've already seen lunatics threaten to kill senators, storm the U.S. Capitol, okay, with nooses. This is what lunatics think they have the freedom to do in this country now, you retard. So here you are just threatening people, stealing their identity, stealing their content. And you think I give a fuck what you have to say, you fucking idiot? No, I don't. And so you're just adding to your lies because you're an ignorant asshole. I didn't delete your comment. Yes, I would delete it. Okay, but I didn't. So you're lying again. Oh, you're just so fucking stupid. All right, berating people for using mathematical crap. So you're an expert on math now too. You don't understand that there could be equations that are just contrived, that it's just convoluted math. Richard Feynman, as a thought experiment, played with mathematics. And with his mathematics, he was able to make one electron perform all the acts that ever took place in the entire universe. So the same electron did everything. Everywhere. Went everywhere and did everything. He didn't believe the universe actually worked that way, but he said that's what the math allows you to do. Fucktard. Do you think that's not mathematical crap? Oh, fuck, you're an idiot. Well, you use personal intuition chalk drawing. So again, how is it intuition when it's years of thought? And right in the example, in the evidence of the videos actually on the website, you can see how the thought is progressively put together. New pieces are discovered, it's improved and improved and improved over time. It's not intuition, you retard. What part of intuition is watching over 150 different physics lectures? What part of that is intuition? Shit for brain. Okay. Is some pretty big brain stuff. And what you're doing is the alternative. Talking the dogma. Being a puppet for a religion. Right? Oh, the Catholics paid you $5, or they said, "Gee, I love your, I love." Well, whatever. No point in doing the gratuitous insults. And so why are you paying homage to this institution? Do you like all institutions in general, or is it just this particular one? Physics is just above anyone's critique. They couldn't have possibly made grotesque errors. Yeah, they got plus and minus wrong and they never fixed it. Okay, so that's one example. Maybe there could be a few other examples. Like they keep changing the cosmological constant. Oh, well, they changed their mind. That's okay. But they're still perfect. They're above any critique. You're pathetic. All right, you have no idea how the real world works. Well, I would obviously say that to you. You have no idea. You have no decency ethics. You don't even understand how to stay on the subject. You don't even know what a subject is. You have no idea what a trial should look like. A trial should look like you presenting your evidence. Okay, not slander, not innuendo, not I just made up this story, not I think he's guilty. When should your lawyer stand up and just say, I think he's guilty? When should that be part of the conversation? I think he's ugly. He's ugly enough to say he's guilty, right? Don't you all agree he looks ugly and guilty? That's all you're doing, you shit. All right, whatever. Professional academic physicists will never be interested in your ideas for a lot of reasons. Yes, first, they're stuffy, okay? They're ivory tower douchebags, okay? They think they're better than everybody else. Feynman made it clear. Well, I can just play the clips. You want me to play the clips of it just, being overtly, obnoxiously pretentious? Well, you might think you have an idea, but we already had them all already. We thought of everything because we spent 5 minutes thinking about it. We thought of all the possibilities and we decided, and that was 5 minutes, that was long enough for thinking that we must be right because I can't think of a better answer. I mean, you're so pathetic until you present them with something worth their while. Like what? Happy physics? I mean, isn't that what we already understand? That the only physics being rewarded now is eccentric and silly physics. The sillier, the better. The more pretty the animation, the better. Ooh, look at the pretty colors. Yeah, they're not selling a truth. They're selling a frickin' fractal. Such as peer review paper. So again, I could just play you AB Science pointing out how peer review ain't all it's cracked up to be. That was annoying. How do I go back to the regular size? Can't read the damn thing anyway. So, I mean, should I just go back 4 videos, 5, 6 videos ago and just play AB Science saying, how did this Ken Wheeler crap, ferrocell shit get published? So, again, and why should I go to the Catholic Church to publish on the subject of science? I mean, clearly, I've shown how aggressive they are. These are just the patrons. Who knows what kind of crap the priests will do to defend their shit. Right? If the moron believers like you are this aggressive, let's wonder, right? Well, we saw what Professor Lewin did, right? He got challenged by somebody who knew his shit. He got challenged, and what did he do? He just kept wagging his finger. You're as dumb as a flat earther. You're as dumb as a flat earther. He didn't undo the argument. He didn't even win the argument. He just made enough noise where little fucking trolls like you, little Lewin fans, went off and attacked the guy who made the criticism. And because he was a pussy, he bailed out. Okay, and just said, oh, fuck it. Okay, we'll both be right. You know, you're such cowards. Ugh, you're disgusting. All right, professional interest in until such as peer review paper detailing your ideas. Well, let's just argue. You're saying everything should still be done on what, parchment? Maybe I should submit it in parchment. You know, maybe I'll publicly pay to have it published. Like in the old days, I'll just get a rich patron and we'll publish it. Is that the kind of bullshit should decide whether some idea gets heard or not? Obviously, I'm arguing that you know, it is the modern age and people should be grown up enough to be able to make videos and make arguments in those videos. Now, you can't do that. You can just resort to Photoshop and quote mining. You're not capable of taking someone's complete argument in context and responding to it because you're too inept and too incompetent, too incapable. And that's all. All right. Now, I'm arguing that certainly there's a point where I'd like to submit it as a paper. Okay, but what are the premises of the paper going to be is that, yes, you have a bunch of unproven statements in your physics. I mean, that's the substance of the paper, is that you didn't prove any of these to be best physics. You haven't proven these ideas to be the best fit for the evidence. None of that ever took place. And anybody who ever challenges you, you just dismiss it. And I can prove that by showing every forum where you publish anything challenging their fundamental notions, they'll delete you. And why do you think the publishers are any different? Why do you think the ones that are most invested in the bullshit and selling the bullshit are all interested in showing the weaknesses of the bullshit, showing the weaknesses of their storytelling? Why would they let the people who are going to show how the story is a fraud and a fake, the people who are going to show that they're, you know, are going to show up with the evolution theory? That's why religion tried to kill the evolutionists, retard. Okay, it's not because they wanted to hear the argument and they wanted to challenge and they wanted to defeat it. No, because they are afraid of it. So why do you think those institutions that are all invested in the physics have any interest in paying any attention to an argument that shows their weakness and flaw? Do you have any evidence that that gets anywhere in the world? No. All right, experiments. You don't have to have them, though. I have to have experiments, but you don't have to. So I've had an open invitation for anyone to post a link. You could have posted me to a link to some good physics. Show me the physics that you trust, that for some real good reason you think has strong integrity. Show me the physics that proves any of this crap. Show me where they redid the Eddington experiment with a better telescope, with better technology. Show me. No, you can't show me. You don't have the evidence. Show me kinetic energy being collected. Can you show me one fucking experiment in the whole history of mankind, or in at least the history of of this formula. Can you show me one instance where they tested it and found it to be valid? Clay experiments? Oh, you can't use those because they changed the formula. Yeah, they changed the formula by 100%. So the clay experiments aren't proof anymore. So what are you going to use? So you don't know anything about the subject. You're just talking out of your ass, defending a religion. That's how pathetic your life is. All right. And mathematical proof. So you say a mathematical, there's such a thing as a mathematical proof, when I think the real proof is in the pudding of the experiment, and you don't have any of those. So to say you have a mathematical proof because you said x equals x, and I can decide what x is, and I can decide what x is, or x squared equals x squared. No, you don't have a mathematical proof. And I can even demonstrate that, which maybe I'll get to in this video, that all of these mathematical extrapolations are just contrivances. They aren't proofs, because every time they put an equal sign between things, they aren't really equal. They're only equal under one circumstance. They're not equal things. They're like calling a platypus a duck because it has a bill. There really shouldn't be an equal sign between platypus and duck, right? Because it's really only equal in one circumstance. All right. No, your stream of consciousness drooling videos and website don't pass muster. By your standards, by your definition, I'd say those questions pass the muster of you can't rationally answer them. You haven't resolved the paradoxes I raised. And you certainly have no way have defeated any of the arguments I've made. So I'm offering $2,000 for one of your masters, okay, one of your authority, one of these people with integrity and knowledge and professionalism. I'm offering $2,000 for them to debunk a 15-minute video. How do they lose in this circumstance? They show how science has integrity. They show how it can always win. They show how the naysayers are always defeatable. And they get $2,000 for their trouble. And that no takers. No takers. Why aren't there any takers, Steve? Because nobody needs $2,000? Is that your argument? That they make so much more selling pencils on their videos? Selling, links to doxing websites, VPN. They get the money from the VPN, where you little trolls hide your identity, so you can do malicious shit on the internet. Oh, you're pathetic. All right, you need to up your game if you want in on the big leagues. Well, we'll see who gets where when. We'll see who dies the winner and who dies the loser, okay? Who's going to have what written on their tombstone? Who blah, 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 okay? You think you're winning? Well, fuck you, okay? I already see the future, okay? Like Tesla said, I own it, all right? Tesla wasn't right. I am right. I own the future. The future is going to be... these thought memes are going to be the winners in the end, because they do have integrity, they are logical, they are reasonable, and they're not religious crap. All you people are doing is defending religious dogma. Dogmatic silly talk. Little silly religious beliefs, little silly life is good beliefs, little silly notions of reality. And you will be on the ash heap of stinking shit. Okay, but you never will, because doing that would result in you being exposed as incompetent. Right, so I'm afraid to be exposed as an incompetent, and that fear manifests itself into me offering $2,000 fucking dollars to be exposed. Ooh. All right, I told AB Science to name his price. How much do I have to pay him? And he won't give me the fucking price. That's because I'm afraid. He won't give me the price. I'm almost giving him a blank check. I'm saying, go ahead, give me the number and I'll see if I can, if I can face it. All right? $1,000? How much would it cost for him to debunk a 15-minute fucking video? To play the fucking video and debunk it. How much do I have to pay him? That's how much integrity your physics has. You're all fucking cowards. It's been publicly demonstrated. Ex-physics, a retired physics professor, all right, says, yeah, he'll do the conversation. Yeah, he'll talk about, yes, he wants to talk about physics. As soon as he finds out I have an argument, all of a sudden he won't do it. I can't get him to name his price. What the fuck is he running from? So he's willing to do it for free when he thinks it's going to be easy. When all I'm doing is telling one of you dupes, I'm just going to sucker another dupe. I'm just going to talk to an audience of dupes. Okay, but as soon as he finds out, no, his physics is going to be on in the witness stand. All right, he doesn't get to just slander the rest of the world. He doesn't get to slander reality. No, the lawyer gets to interrogate him and ask him questions. Like, why haven't you repeated the Eddington experiment? It's a fundamental experiment in physics. It made Einstein a household name. Why haven't you ever repeated it? Isn't it fundamental to your whole idea of science that you repeat fucking experiments? That you don't take a one-time event as being the only event? That you got to do it more than one time to have any confidence that it's a real result? Isn't that part of your fucking science? All right. You set it up so there isn't any way you can lose. I really don't understand. So I've set it up so there's no way I can lose by not only paying a hell of a lot of money, okay, to be debunked, but again, inviting it. I mean, insulting people. Go right to their balls and kick them in the nuts and say, I'm going to kick you in the nuts until you show up and fight, you little pussy. Come on, put on the boxing gloves and let's go. All right, I put, Lewin's name in the titles. Come on, old man. Show you have some kind of guts, some sort of integrity. Show that you can back up your silly fucking idiotic statements that there's two voltages in one location. And they're cowards. All right. You say you want the attention of people that matter. Yes, exactly. I want to take on Mike Tyson of physics. I want the Mike Tyson of physics to show up with his big, giant, fucking goddamn monster glove fist, okay, his iron steel paws, okay, and I want him to take his best fucking shot because I'm going to win. The fact is they don't have any evidence and their theories are overtly silly. And the fact that you can't see that, the fact that you fall for this wave particle, the whole universe is made out of particles. Nope, we're doing a different test today, so yes, the whole universe is made out of waves. I mean, it's silly. It's so fucking stupid as an answer. Bent space is a vacuous answer. It means absolutely nothing. What the fuck do you mean? An electron sitting in space and it goes, oh, the space is bent this way. You think that's the truth, you fucking idiot? While refusing to present your ideas in any... So what a pile of crap. Refusing to present your ideas in any way, let's see, that will get their attention. And in what way do I get their attention? I pose simple questions on Quora. Did I get any kind of reasonable frickin' answers? No. Were any of the answers on the subject? No. You ask them a simple question. How much does a stick of butter weigh when you drop it? Like, what is it? How far does it push the scale? How far does the scale go? They tell you, oh, the same, because we don't look at it until after it stopped moving, okay, and it reads the same 100 grams that the butter weighed before. They can't even understand the question. AB Science doesn't think it's thrust when you throw something out the window of a spaceship. He doesn't think you should call that thrust. Does that make sense to you, fucking idiot? Where have I gotten a rational response to a fucking single thing I've said? Show me in quotes the rational responses I have gotten to any of the goddamn points I have made. Where is the rational response to Eddington writing in his journal, I wouldn't stake my life on these results? Where's the rational reply to that saying, well, that doesn't matter. That's, everybody does that when they're doing important experiments. They just say, oh shit, it's only 10% of the quality I was expecting. It's a complete disaster. The whole experiment really does suck. And I wouldn't even bet my wife's best pair of shoes on it. It's so bad. If he said that, how bad would it have to get? How bad does it have to be before you concede, well, this is pretty shabby science? It's pretty shabby science to decide on a whole theory and tell everybody Einstein's right based on something where the guy who did the fucking experiment admitted in his little private journal, fuck, this experiment sucks. And you don't think that matters. You don't think that needs a reply. Nobody needs to reply to that comment. Nobody needs to reply to the fact that Leibniz overtly said Newton's mechanics is too ungodly. There's not enough, there's too atheist. He's afraid the world's going to turn atheist because of Newton's physics. That's exactly what he says. All right, exactly, in the sense that it's the essence of the paraphrase, okay, has been captured in the statement. He was afraid of religion being destroyed by the atheism of Newton's physics. Ironically, Newton was a religious kook, but it was the atheism he hated. Well, and it was really Descartes, and Descartes was actually a Catholic. I mean, it was a priest. I mean, fuck, a Jesuit or whatever the fuck you call them. He was one of their, he was wearing one of their silly hats. Okay, and Leibniz was afraid of their atheism. The irony is palpably insane. Have any of you made any kind of counter argument that, ooh, that looks like a pretty poor origin for this theory? The kinetic energy theory, yeah, if that's how it started, boy, that sucks. That's not very scientific. The guy's an overt religious kook complaining that the science isn't coming out God enough. That's not a very good origin for your theory, is it? Crickets. Will I have an answer to that? Does it mean something? It means nothing to you? That means absolutely nothing to you? The fact that the science is covered in that kind of crap means nothing to you? Okay. While also saying people that matter, not giving you their attention in some kind of proof they're scared of your ideas. I don't even, this is poorly written. While also saying people that matter, not giving you their attention is some kind of proof they're scared of your ideas. Well, I'm just saying it's clear, you can't make it any clearer that you ask for the opportunity, they say yes, until they find out you don't believe what they believe, then, like you're not some ignorant person saying, oh, could you please help me understand, because you're not going to do that. They're not going to be able to just instruct you. They're going to have to actually answer some of these questions. Then they run away. And that's the evidence. They've always run away. Okay, they've never challenged me. Do we have anything from Piro in terms of a video on physics? No. We just have a bunch of this kind of crap. There's no physics anywhere. All right. Scared of your ideas. You're a lazy, whatever this is, megalomaniacal, bile-evading solipsist. So it's so silly. I'm sitting in the middle of a non-solipsist. Like, I wish only thing mattered is what I thought. It clearly does matter what other people in the world think, and I clearly am doing everything I can to attempt to communicate with them. Now, I thought intelligent people had integrity, because I thought it was one of the first things you do when you do your ABCs. You sort of figure out this integrity thing and honesty thing and all of that, and that the world isn't going to work if everybody's a dishonest, scheming, conniving, lying sack of shit who steals other people's identities and does all this other fucking secretive, manipulative crapola in the background. Yeah, that sucks. You sock account loving, sickos. Obviously, that doesn't make much sense that these are intelligent people. So all you are is Will Red. You're not fucking intelligent in any way. You're not rational or reasonable. You're just good at copying some kind of line and uttering it. You're good at quote mining, and that's it. But anyway, so this idea that it's lazy when it's the truth is, if I'm right, okay, and you have no evidence that I'm wrong, if I'm right, I've done something rather miraculous. I not only unified physics, something Einstein spent his whole life trying to do, right? But I've done it as one single individual. I fixed every piece of physics, not just cosmological, not just quantum mechanics, not just all of it. All right. And you call that lazy. It's lazy watching 150 physics lectures, or 250 might be when you add them all the ones at Yale and all the ones at the San Francisco College. It's a lot of hours of research, and then on top of that, obviously their answers suck, so you have to figure out why what they're saying doesn't work, and then you have to figure out a new mechanism that works. It's clearly the opposite of fucking lazy, you idiot. God damn. Who feels entitled to demand everyone else do your heavy lifting for you. You haven't done any lifting. You haven't done any experiments. You're just a pontificating religious fuckhead. Okay? You have an incomplete theory, a simplistically silly theory, and you've done nothing realistically to put it together besides what Ken Wheeler does, which is, look at the pretty pictures. Look, magnetism's bending light. You know, you're just fooling people with theater. Okay, not with anything called evidence. All right, you have no idea just how far down the totem pole you are, and you're demonstrated time and time again. So again, this will all be written on your tombstone. Okay, this is the height of evil. Are these people who look into the crystal ball and see their own ass? You're not reading anything, you know, but the poo in your own brain. There's nothing real to any of this crap you're spewing. There's nothing true. There'll be nothing that will be redeemed as a valuable notion. Everything about you is going to be known to be a piece of steaming shit. You're shit talking. You're a piece of shit talking shit. Period. How your perception of reality doesn't align with what reality is. And you haven't shown any of this misalignment. You haven't, again, 3 videos, 15 minutes each, no big deal, and not a single one of you characters has had the integrity to play the video and point out how anything in it is incorrect, how anything in it is impossible, how anything you have a stick of evidence, one piece of evidence demonstrating any of it not to be possible as a viable explanation of the reality. Nothing. You have no counter argument on the subject at all. Nothing. And yet you're sitting here pretending you've made an argument. Where's your argument, lawyer? What's on your evidence table, lawyer? What's there? You have nothing but your words. You have nothing to back it up. Nothing. And I have my unanswered paradoxical questions, asking why are these paradoxes acceptable? Do you understand what momentum is? Do you understand that I can't make something in the universe move unless I give it my movement? I can't keep my movement and give it to something else. So I can't give it to the ground as friction. I can't give it to the environment as heat. I can't give it to the atmosphere as sound. And I get to keep it. Can't do those things. Do you understand that? Are you too fucking stupid? Alright, so why should anyone care for anything you say? Well, they should care because they should be seeking the truth. And the truth is the current theory is under-evidenced, and it's kind of obviously vacuous and silly. Do you believe there are such things as a virtual photon? Don't you think it has to be a real thing that communicates between magnets? Do you really think it's not a real thing that communicates between 2 magnets? So you think virtual photon is a good enough answer? Ew. Yeah, then you're really stupid. Okay, that's why they should pay attention, because they should want a better answer than virtual photon, bent space, and some notion that time has fucking dimension to it. Buck. Yeah, fuck, that's stupid. Bottom line, it isn't that the physics is wrong. It's that you can't understand, and you do. So you're able to make that statement because you do understand the physics. So do you understand that getting plus and minus wrong creates a mathematical discontinuity? And that all your equations are going to be a little bit fucked up because you have their directions going the wrong ways? Do you understand how that has an implication? And then how getting any one of these little things wrong can fuck up the whole game? So why do you believe in kinetic energy? It was invented for religious reasons. It was supported by people who believed in free will, and they liked the idea of a living force. They called it the living force. They liked it as a name. Okay? And it was defended by experiments now completely debunked. The experiments that proved it then have already been completely debunked by the modern age. In 1805, when they put the 1/2 in front of the equation, they completely debunked all the evidence that supported the previous equation. Do you understand that history, and do you understand how ugly that is as science? That why are you so confident in something that has such an ugly history? It never went to trial. There was never evidence presented in a trial. There wasn't some, like, a bunch of physicists got together and they really argued this point, where you put the evidence on the table and you try to figure out what the truth is. And on top of that, the whole thing is a replacement for Newton. Newton got nothing but right answers, a lot of right answers, a ton of right answers. There was no evidence that Newton's momentum mechanics was in any way flawed. And the only thing was the stupid little parallelium of Mercury. And, that can be understood just by the sun processing. And so it's a tiny, tiny, tiny thing. And that's just one little tiny circumstantial thing. And it really doesn't have anything to do with momentum. It has to do with the sun's movement. Okay, and the fact that they were doing the equations without compensating for the sun moving, the center of the sun's gravity moving. Even though the sun's really big, the center of the sun's gravity does move. The sun itself doesn't move, okay? Just the center of gravity, just the mass inside of it moves. It's jiggling. We can't see the jiggle, but it's happening inside the sun. That simple explanation fixes it. So there was nothing wrong with Newton's physics. Do you understand that history? Newton's physics worked perfectly fine. Momentum was a perfectly good definition of how energy moves through the universe. And you're saying they needed to fix it. And the fix, even though has this terrible, awful, horrible history, you think how could it be denied? They all say it's true, so it must be true. That's what the Pope told me. Have you anything else to back up your argument besides you believe it because you have faith in people? That's it. You've chosen to have faith in what they tell you. We've studied it very hard. We know the evidence and we know it's true. So because Richard Feynman says so, you believe so. Richard Feynman thinks there's a random God. That's really Richard Feynman's theory, is that the universe actually creates randomness. That it just poofs it into the universe. Do you believe that? Fuck. That's probably enough of a video right there. Yeah, why not? What's the difference? An hour now, or 2 half hours, or 3 half, who cares? So, yeah. But yeah, I'm not talking to you, okay? Until you can become some sort of decent human being and quit stealing my personal name, which is none of your business. You have no right to promote it or wave the flag of it. Yes, it's on the internet. Yes, it's been used in my videos. Yes, it exists in places. But I'm not promoting it, and it's obviously not very easily seen. So you thinking that you have some right to use it all the time and to stick it in everybody's face is overtly offensive to me, and it's clearly a threat to anybody living in this house. So until you get over that, your need to steal my identity, to proclaim you own me and you own my name, until you get over that, I won't talk to you, you piece of scum. All right? And clearly you don't have any right to steal any of my artwork or any of my images or any of that stuff. It's not your property, shithead. You don't have a right to steal it. So until you get over that need to steal my content that you don't own, fuck you also. Why should I have any kind of civil conversation with a trolling, threatening, terrorist, shit-talking liar? Why the fuck would I have a conversation with you? Just like I'm not going to have one with Superhuman Dance. Because he's a lying sack of shit. The only thing to talk about is how many lies have you told in the last 6 months. And how's that to my advantage? To defend myself constantly against fucking lazy lies. You don't even do any work. You can't even figure out that when you're blocked on a channel, your comment doesn't post. It posts to you. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't post to the rest of the world. Fuck for a brain. Piece of shit for a brain. So you don't research anything. You don't know you're right. You just make fucking reckless accusations. You're a lazy, stupid troll. Fuck you. Till appropriately not in a very nice condition. Get what you deserve, you lying sack of dirty, smelly shit. Yes. That's enough. All right. So, that's enough of a video for this video. Yeah. And so, till the next time, get the stink wiped off me. Any interaction with these pieces of shit. All right. Till the next time, and such, and so forth and whatnot.